I tell you what, 2 years ago, I would have never watched this show. The last 2 years have changed me so much that I have become more of a TV person than a movie person. And that's kind of scary. And it goes especially for this show that we're going to talk about today. That's right, we're talking about Only Murders in the Building, a new show streaming on Disney Plus or Hulu, depending on wherever you reside in the world. And I love it so much. Today, I'm going to try and convince you to either watch it, or I'm just going to talk about it if you've already seen it. Let's get into it. Only Murders in the Building is a show streaming now on Disney Plus and Hulu, and it's based on the concept that what if three tenants from a New York apartment building called the Arconia, who all have one thing in common, and that is that they all they really like a murder mystery podcast, so much that they go to dinner and talk about it. What happens if they were thrusted into an actual real-life murder mystery? Well, the first thing they would do would be start a murder mystery podcast and investigate the murder themselves. Now, that should be enough to convince you to watch this, because it's so good. But there are some other things that I'm going to talk about which should hopefully convince you to watch this show. Not sponsored in any way, but if you would like to sponsor me, Disney, I would very much say yes, because I love this show so much, and I'm so happy it's renewed for a season 2. So every episode is them investigating the murder. They live in an apartment building, the murder happens in the building, so there's obviously a lot of people to work through. Every episode sort of takes us through a couple of the people in the building, and they also, go outside of New York in some of the episodes, and it's just so good. Why do I love this show so much? Well, it's stylish. It looks really good. We live in an era where most sort of TV shows, well, before anyway, didn't look that. They had that sort of television look to it, but now with Disney Plus and what Netflix are doing, shows look great. They literally look like film, and that is no exception for Only Murders in the Building. It's stylish. Every shot is well thought out. And the colouring, especially the colouring, because I feel like New York City can be quite a vibrant place, but in most sort of things, it's just made to look like an urban jungle. No, in Only Murders in the Building, it's a character within itself, and it looks really, really good. The show is original. It has originality. It's one of the only shows that I've watched this year that has originality. It's not afraid to sort of break the construct of its own show that it's set up. It's not really too much spoilery, but there's a few episodes that just introduce things and then they're never seen again. Like techniques. In the first episode, we see shots of slow motion as if Edgar Wright had directed the episode, and we never see it again, and it never crops up in the entire episode. And most recently, one of the final episodes, there's no dialogue except from one line of dialogue. That's it. I won't tell you anymore, but that's literally the episode, and it really works. I love it so much. I remember watching it and being like, what am I watching? Why did they make this? And it works so goddamn good. So the cast of this show, I probably should have said this up top. It is the amazing Steve Martin. I love that guy so much. The very talented Selena Gomez, and just the very hilarious Martin Short. And their chemistry throughout the entire show is really good. It's one of the only sort of shows that can pull off the young group of people meets the old group of people without making it really cringy. It doesn't do the whole, oh, what's the internet? Oh, what's a TikTok? It doesn't really do that. Instead, the older people are knowledgeable on these sort of things. Instead, it's more of the personal connections they make and the lessons they learn from each other. They don't make it cringy or anything like that most shows and movies do. Instead, they actually respect the connection between the characters, and the chemistry between the actors is really good. I know Steve Martin and Martin Short have worked on a lot of projects before, so I know that they were going to be good, but they work really damn well with Selena Gomez. And they got her in the show. I was listening to the podcast behind it. They got her in the show to sort of add a bit more of realism to it. She was going to bring in that bit more of the just gritty truth, and she really does pull that off. The main thing I liked and picked up about her acting is that she is just quite a real actor. I haven't really watched anything that she's been in before, but her acting is real. It's realistic. It makes you feel like you are... It makes you feel like you're not watching something. Instead, you are just involved in the conversation. And it's not even maybe the way she talks, but also just the little things she does. Like, she'll be delivering a line and she'll just look out of the window of the car she's in or something, or she'll pose a certain way. And maybe this is down to the director or the writer, but you know what? I think she did a really good job with the material that she was given, and I really like her as an actor, so I'd like to see her in more things too. Okay, we have to talk about the soundtrack. The score for this TV show is really, really good. I've been listening to it whilst I write, and it's just so good. It sort of takes a little bit from like the classic whodunit movies, but it doesn't do a Knives Out where it tries to like parody it or just straight up like it's a murder mystery, so we're gonna have this classical dark piano score. No, it's light. It's very it's quite relaxing. It's very funny in a way, and I think that definitely tells you that this is a different kind of murder mystery show. And honestly, it's just very good. They use different instruments. There's even like a choir in some of like the score. So you know what? It's really good, and I wish I found out who wrote it because it's just so good. So why should you watch Only Murders in the Building if you haven't watched it yet? Honestly, the answer is pretty damn simple. Not many shows can master having one of everything. You can't have a show that has a really good plot that's interesting and you question every plot turn. You can't have a show that everyone, like, the chemistry is just off the charts. You can't have a show that has a really good score. And you can't have a show that looks really good. You can't have all of those things. Surely you can't have that. Well, Only Murders in the Building shows you can. Every episode is like 30 minutes long. There's only 10 episodes. Go watch it. It's simple, it's funny, it's entertaining, and it's on Disney+. Go watch it. And it's renewed for season 2, so you better like catch up before they release the next season. And that is about it for this video. I hope you go watch it. I hope everything that I said in this video rings true with you. And yes, so like the video, follow me on Twitter, subscribe to the channel, comment down below your favorite show of the year. Yeah, let's do that. That sounds like a good idea. It's probably going to get overtaken by Hawkeye at the end of the year because I'm very excited for that. But yes, thank you very much for watching. And can you do me one last thing, except from watching Only Murders in the Building? Can you have a great day? Thank you.